You can identify very tan skin, big bulging muscles, like almost um, like professional bodybuilder type muscles, with some black tattoos all over his body. No shirt, no pants, but it seems to be covered in thick, dark red scales covering his legs from the top of his feet all the way to the top of his waist. Keep him
Mm-hmm.
modest. And patches of the scales going up his arms, and two large leathery wings curled up on his back, and short dark red hair. And seems to just have his back turned towards you and looking at the carvings. And the other thing you notice is you are completely naked.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
As you sit up and the covers fall off, you notice that you are completely naked.
Um, can I help you? Where are my clothes? You shouldn't be here.
You see, the humanoid figure turns there and turns around and looks at you, and you hear him go, "Hmm, hmm." And as he turns, he looks at you with orange draconic eyes, just staring at you. And you see him take a step forward towards you and goes, "Maze, your idea last time we talked in here may work. The more I study these carvings, the more what you say makes sense, and it might work." Hmm. And you see, turns back around and looks at the carvings and tilting his head.
Oh, okay. Remind me, what was my plan last time? There's been a lot happening.
You know, the last time we talked, after back at the town that we were at with the Black Knight's base or whatever, after we were discussing what we were going to do about the matriarch after everybody else left. And it was just me and you in here. We were discussing about what to do next and about the visions.
Hmm.
Did you forget your idea?
Mace probably wouldn't have. Austin is drawing a blank.
You're trying to think of it. You don't remember. Maze doesn't remember this conversation at all, or whatever uh,
Okay,
he is talking about.
so I'm not crazy. I was like, hmm?
Oh,
Um,
no, don't worry. I just make you crazy.
thanks. Igris, I don't remember a conversation. I don't think
What do you mean? We were discussing about what we should do about the carvings.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't remember anything.
Mm. That mask must have messed with your memory or something. I can
Mm-hmm.
irritate the shit out of me because of that. And you see, he points over and kind of off to the side, near one of the corners of the cave. You see what looks to be dark red steel chains that seem to be laying on the ground, and some are coming out of the walls, but they all appear to be broken. And you see, he points over there and goes, "When you put that mask on, those chains came out of the walls and grabbed me. Yeah, problems, Maze."
Well, I will say I did not put it on myself. It's had some control over me that I couldn't even perceive. It was like I would do things and I I didn't see me do them, but others did.
Hmm. Very strange. Mm, that forgotten god is annoying. But with you wearing that mask, we got more of that dark red magical energy inside here. And you see motions over to one of the carvings and gave you a new carving.
Mm.
So there's a new vision for you. But we should probably discuss on, I guess, the idea you forgot.
I agree.
So last time we talked, you were mentioning how these visions, you had a theory about these visions being potential timelines and future events, depending on your choices. And so your theory was that they involve a very big portion of chrono magic that you specialize in. And your idea was that you can possibly expand the vision, like peer more, like let the vision play out more if you just focus on them. And the more I look at these visions, besides the one where you got cooked alive by three dragons, me being one of them, regretfully, I think you can with some of the other visions, like the one where you're at the campfire. So I say you either your choice, young Maze. Either look at the new vision or see if you can expand that campfire vision. If you want to give it a shot.
I think it might be worth trying. We need as much understanding of this so we can garner. We go. Could make the difference between the world ending and not.
Very fair. Then, which one do you want to try? New vision or try to expand the campfire?
I think we should do the new one first, and then look for answers elsewhere after that.
Okay. Then, shall we? And you see he reaches over to the new carving, and the carving pops out of the wall. Now, just a large, looks to be tablet, and Igris grasps it out of the air and walks over to the bed and hands it to you.
Okay.
Well,
here goes nothing.
Let's see what this one has in store for us. And be careful, young Maze. And as you hold the tablet and you begin focusing on it, your vision once again goes black. And the first thing you take notice is as you're floating there in this black void, as you're just floating in there, it seems that very, very slowly your surroundings are coming in. But it's very slow. It appears to be very slow, and it takes you a moment, but you find yourself, you seem to be in a very dark room. Like it seems to just be a empty room. And another thing you take notice is, instead of like a first person point of view, you find yourself floating in the air, like a third person point of view. And as you're looking around, expecting the room, you see that it seems to be a house by the looks of it. You see tables and chairs, scattered around, but it looks like the place has been ransacked and torn apart. Windows have been smashed in, and looking out the window, you see that it's a night sky outside, and it's very eerily silent for just a moment until you hear the door on the far side seem to burst open, and you see some humanoid figures seem to be dragging what looks to be a man into the room. These two humanoid figures seem to be wearing black armor with red trimmings and helmets that cover their faces. And the two armored figure thrust the man into a chair and seems to be tying him up in this chair. The man looks to be a human male with tan skin, dirt brown hair, and brown eyes. Looks to have simple farmer clothing and a bit torn up on the edges. And he looks beaten up and bloody. Like he got completely pulverized. And okay. All right. Sorry about that. Kind of caught me off guard with that. He looks to be beaten up and bloody. You see that his hands and feet are bounded, and as he's sitting there slumped over, you see two armored figures stands at attention, and then you see another figure walks in, wearing a similar black plated armor compared to the other armored individuals. However, you see that the helmet seems to be in the shape of a dragon head, like a black dragon head, very similar to the creator. However, one thing you take notice that's different is you see a red gem is in the center of the dragon's forehead, and what looks to be a crown fused into it. A red cape flowing out from the back, and at the end of the red cape, you see what looks to be dragon scales are at the very, very end of the cape. And as it's, you see the figure walks closer, and you see it pulls up, or it sits down in a chair that has been quickly provided by another armored individual. You hear the figure say in a very weird, distorted voice, so you can't really identify the voice. You hear the figure goes, "We know he was here. We beg of you to tell us. Your faith in this mad god needs to be cast aside. He will only lead you to death. Please, tell us." And you hear the man in the chair just begins to laugh. You just hear him go, "The Lord of Murder shall watch over my soul and reborn into one of his many soldiers. Your threats mean nothing to me." And he begins to laugh loudly and throw his head back as he begins to cackle out and just continues to laugh. You see the crown armored figure just looks down, and you hear that figure lets out a sigh. And you see they shake their head and looks back up to one of the armored figures nearby. And you hear the figure goes, "You said he was one of the ones who had some sense still with them." And you hear one of the figures go, "To be fair, the bar wasn't set so high." And you see the crown figure goes, "Fair enough." And stands up and begins walking to the door and opens it. And your perspective begins to follow the figure as it walks outside, being followed by the two armored figure, leaving the laughing man inside this house. And looking around, you see that it appears to be pitch black. Like you're only seeing trees off in the distance, in the night sky, and you can't see anything else around. And you see, the only thing you see barely in this night time environment is the crown figure walking about 30 feet away and then turning around and looks back at the house before shaking their head and seem to be looking off into the darkness. And you hear the figure go, "Burn it, like the rest." And then suddenly in the darkness, you see orange light illuminates the mouth of a dragon that seemed to have been stealthing in the darkness. And suddenly a large orange dragon shoots fire, just breathes fire out of its mouth at the building, covering it in flames. You see your vision then begins to fill in the area around. You see what you are now appear to be standing in a small village, and many houses are already on fire. You see black armored soldiers are slaughtering people left and right, and you also see 10 dragons are walking around the village and burning more houses. These dragons don't appear that old, but they appear to be at least on the cusp of being young dragons as they're walking around. And you see some of them even have riders that seem to be guiding them to different houses. You see the crown figure seems to turn away and walking towards the edge of the village. And not too far, you see a familiar Matahari standing before the crown figure, seem to be leaning against a tree. And you see Matahari just has her arm crossed and looks at you and looks at the crown figure and say, "I must say, you are rather brutal." And you hear the crown figure goes, "This is necessary. These people are too far gone." And you see Matahari goes, Sure. Whatever you say." And you see she slowly begins a very, very mocking bow towards the crown figure and goes, "Whatever you say, my Empress." And you see Matahari gives a big smirk at the crown figure. And suddenly you catch sight of what looks like another farmer seems to be running at the crown figure with a small sword, just and the crown figure turns their head slightly towards the farmer as a large mouth closes down on the farmer, just from above, just out of the darkness. Just the sound of crunching bones can be heard as you stare at the huge, dark, red-scaled dragon who is wearing black armor that seems to be covering their bodies. And you see the head of this large dragon leans down, and you see the crown figure seems to rest their hand on the head of the dragon, and you hear the crown figure just begins petting the dragon, and you hear the crown figure goes, "Thank you, Empress, for always watching my back." And you hear Empress begins to respond, "Of course. I made the promise to always watch over you. I'm bounded to you, young Maze." And you see the crown figure nods their head and grab what looks like reins on Empress's body and begins to mount up on Empress. And the 10 very young dragons who are all turn their attention towards the crown figure. And you see you hear the crown figure goes, "To the next village." And as they're speaking, their voice seems to clear up and seems to match your voice now. And goes, "I want a lead by the end of the day. We must find this god at all costs before he released the last one. Now, go." And you hear the figure orders it as Egret takes off into the air, and you see all the other young dragons takes off into the air with their riders, and your vision watches the crowned figure riding Egret into the empty night sky. As suddenly you feel your vision ends, and you are once again back in the cave.
Okay. That one was less foreboding than the others, at least. But I don't like it.
Okay. As you're thinking about that, suddenly you hear you're suddenly brought out of your vision as you see an arrow has struck you in the shoulder.
Ow.
You suddenly back up awake as you take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Jolt awake. Do I like from that? I don't see anybody immediately. It just seems to hit me out of nowhere.
You jolt out awake, and only thing you notice is you have an arrow sticking out of your shoulder. And as you're looking around, all you see is the darkness outside of your visions. But I will allow another perception check to see if you can spot anything.
As look, but I would immediately like try to. Is my tent actually behind me? I would try and like move back to my tent to like at least give some cover real quick.
Okay.
Away from because they shoot at me again.
Okay. Then as you move over, trying to look around, you don't spot anything, but for the sake of things, we are gonna go ahead and initiate turn order, because obviously combat has begun. So,
Okay.
everyone, right now, so far it's Romeo who is asleep. So we're gonna put sleeping on you, sleeping on you, sleeping on y'all, and sleeping on the core. Since y'all are asleep, I won't ask y'all to roll initiative. Well, no, it makes more sense. So yeah, everybody roll for initiative.
And because dog can't be surprised, does that help me any?
Right now, dog is in your tent, so dog is
Okay.
not aware of what's going on just yet.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and roll for Akora and Komori. Mace, you good?
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading.
No, you're good. You're good.
I gotta find the damn button. There we go. Holy fuck!
Ah,
What the hell did I just? Why? Did I just
Damn!
so high? What the?
that's a. Huh. You got plus 16 to your initiative?
That doesn't sound right. Hold on.
Hey, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, let me.
I know I have a. I
You-
have.
you
Oh,
have
it
a-
says I have plus 16. Why?
Yeah, I know you have alert, but that should only add 5.
Plus 5. Yeah.
Did add 5. You also have temporal awareness, but that does not seem. You can add
Is
your
it-
intelligence modifier to your initiative roll. I think
Uh-huh.
it stacks according to this, because you have the feat alert, which adds 5 your
Yeah.
intelligence modifier, but you also have temporal awareness, which adds
Yeah.
your intelligence modifier to your initiative roll as well.
Yeah, but that still should only be 9. Is it like double adding it? So just take 9 off that, because I think. Oh no, because that's 18. So I get +2, +4, +5, +5. So it's adding alert twice, is what it's doing.
That's weird. Okay, then yeah, we just have
So just take 5 off, so it's 23.
Yeah, let me. 23.
No, it should only be 9. So it's a 19.
That's very weird. Yeah. Okay, 19. Alright. Alright. Then, as thing kicks off, we will do this one. Sorry for the music. If it's too loud, you know what to do. We will go ahead and start combat, but we start not with Maze. As Maze, you jump behind the tent. We are in fact going to go here. As suddenly, you'll go ahead and go ahead and put okay. As suddenly you see what looks to be some scorching rays are being shot out towards you from the other side of the tent.
Ah.
Ooh, misses.
Ha.
He gets 3 shots though, and
Yeah.
you're the only one he's focusing on, so second shot. That one does hit. You take 8 points of fire damage, but due to Icarus, you have that. It's only 4 points.
4. Alright.
And last one hits. So you take 3 points of fire damage because it's reduced to half.
Okay.
So total of 7 damage against you. As in the darkness, you do take notice of what looks like a hiding behind one of the trees. You see what looks to be a hobgoblin is in the trees shooting out. Was the one that shot out towards you.
Oh fuck. Hobgoblins.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be wearing what looks to be a loose dark red robe that covers their body, but you just see its eyes just peering out towards you.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be the end of their turn. We are on to your turn, Maze.
Okay. Given that we just have these fire beams going everywhere, would it seem like anyone else would be alerted by this?
Shooting the fire beam. Everybody's still pretty sound asleep, but we can say that you yelped in pain.
Okay.
If that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be more like a. Oh fuck! They're fire!
Okay, we'll say that you use. I won't let that be an action, just more of a reaction to the fire getting shot out. So I'll ask Romeo and Otis, how heavy of a sleeper are y'all? And be honest.
I will say my passive perception is very low, so probably really.
She's just.
I think my passive perception is 10.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like now that dog is back, I'm sleeping a little bit heavier. I'm not gonna lie. I feel safer, but
Okay.
um,
Then I'll ask both of y'all to, I'll say, give me a perception check with disadvantage since y'all are still sleeping.
okay.
Romeo, you're still asleep.
Oh shit.
Otis, you perk up as you're just fire, and you see dog is starting to come out of the tent. We'll check on. I feel like Akora would need a perception check. Yeah, he's still out. Komori, though, being right outside, immediately perks up at your call, Maze, and just opens their eyes.
Mhm.
So they are. You do take notice they are awake, but it is still your turn. So what do you want to do?
I can see. You said I see the one that shot the arrow. Do I see the one that was shooting the magic too, or just the arrow?
No, you only see the one that shot the magic. You didn't see the one that shot the arrow because you
Okay.
awoke with the arrow in you, so you didn't see where it came from.
I'm gonna look at him and I'm like, let's see how you like it. Then I'm gonna cast Mel's acid arrow at him.
Okay. Roll for the attack.
Balls.
Sadly, that would miss.
Think I'm gonna make myself re-roll it.
Okay, roll one more time.
I mean, we can spend the use real quick though. There we go. And then
Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
that's better.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Uh,
Roll for the
damage is going to be 7. Wow, 1, 2, 2, 2.
That's
Nice.
some really low rolls. Okay, 7 damage as it hits the hobgoblin. He lets out a yelping pain.
And then also, on their next turn, at the end of it, they'll take 2d4 acid damage as well.
Noted.
Yep, but that's it.
Okay. Realme is your turn, but you are sleeping. So I will give you another perception check. This one will just be straight. Wow. Okay.
Is that a natural 20? No.
Nat 20.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
a
You
nat-
only have a
it-
plus
it-
1?
Yeah, and I only have that because of Jack of all trades. I'd have a +0 to wisdom.
Okay. So I was gonna say this would be the end of your turn, depending, but since it's a natural 20, you immediately perk up just a moment, just like a split second after you heard the yelp from the hobgoblin who got hit with acid, and you immediately perk up, and you are no longer sleeping.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get out of this tent. I still can't see shit.
Yeah, currently you don't know where anybody's at. You just see Mace, who is currently just hiding behind a tent, but you don't know where any of the hostility is coming from.
What are you talking about, Mace?
Hobgoblins!
Where?
They're in the trees!
Okay. I'm just gonna fucking pick a direction and start going. Give me 1 second.
Okay, where are you going?
I'm going this way.
Okay.
I can't see. Oh my god, I don't have my 300 feet of dark vision anymore. I can't see anything.
Open your...
Like it should just for dark vision, it should just be whatchamacallit. Oh, let me just make sure you actually had that vision option. Yeah, for the dark vision, it should just be like you can't really see in the dark. It's more you see just gray aspects. So you should still be able to see like the trees and the bushes, but that's about it.
I can. Yeah, that's all I can see. So I can't see. Can I look around, see if I see any hobgoblin?
Sure, I'll say make a perception check. This would be an action since you're taking the time to
Yeah.
try to focus on it.
Nope, that's bad.
I'll let them roll for stealth to see if they Okay, let's do that. Let's see. Nope, you don't see anything. As you're taking a look around, just trying to find where the enemy's at, they're still hidden.
See anyone? Are you sure?
Yes, they. I point to the arrow sticking out of my shoulder. There's
Well,
an arrow on my shoulder.
If that's my action, I have nothing else. I'm just gonna stand there.
Okay. Then.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, doesn't know what the fuck's happening.
And then, since this one's still hidden, this one's gonna shoot an arrow at you, Maze, with advantage since it is hidden. That does hit you.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. And you take 8 more points of piercing damage. As now you see the arrows flying towards you. What's your passive perception, if you know?
I think it's. That's right. It didn't show me on this sheet. I have to go to the other one. Please hold.
Holding.
If it would open, that would be nice.
That would help a lot.
Would be very helpful. 15.
15. Okay, yeah. So as you're looking over, you see the arrow come out of the darkness, and you do spot the hobgoblin who has shot the arrow. That's over, if you can see, over here to the left side.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do see that hobgoblin who came out of the trees to shoot the arrow at you. And that's all he's gonna do. Next is this one. Who's gonna take a shot. He'll have advantage with this one. A shot at you, Romeo.
Oh boy.
22
Yeah,
does hit.
that does.
Don't you believe me?
Romeo, you take only 3 points of piercing damage. As coming out of the trees, you see an arrow just flies through the air and hits you on the shoulder. I believe you said your passive perception is 10?
10.
10? Okay, then you can't spot it where exactly the creature was. That's going to be it for their turn. Next is this one's turn. Who's going to take a shot at you, Romeo, with advantage since you can't see him. 16 would just hit. And Romeo, you take 6 points of piercing damage. Still past
see it.
10. Sadly, don't see this one. Next will be this one's turn. It's gonna come over here. And it's gonna try to take a shot at you, Mace. And misses. As the arrow comes at you, you manage to see that it whips over your head, and since he missed, you do see where he's at. Boop, boop. Which he is at over here, near where the spellcaster is.
Okay.
Okay, that's gonna be in for that one's turn. It's gonna come to this other one's turn. Who's gonna try to take a shot with advantage since you can't see them. Against you, Mace. And that's a natural 20.
Oh, Jesus.
So you take Oh, wow, low. Only 5 points of piercing damage. As another arrow comes soaring through the air and hits you in the shoulders. With this one... Yes, this one does get revealed as well. Boop, boop.
So below, there's at least
There's at
3
least
over there in the
3.
close density.
Yeah.
I'm about to card a fucking forest fire.
Next is going to be this one's turn. Who is actually going to aim at Komori. And... Gonna... And Komori, focusing on y'all, on Maze, doesn't see what's coming as another hobgoblin just seems to emerge from behind Komori. He's going to take 2 swings with a giant greatsword against Komori with advantage since came out of hiding. That will hit. Komori takes 8 points of slashing damage. It's going to take another swing with its greatsword. This is not with advantage. Or, no, it would be with advantage against the same attack. Ah, misses. As it slashes down against Komori's back, Komori lets out a yelp in pain and manages to roll out of the way against another swing. As you'll see, a hobgoblin is right behind Komori. That's going to be it for their turn. Next, it's Akora's turn, which we're going to see if he wakes up. Both in real life and in this game.
I think one is more probable than the other at this point, and it's not the one that you naturally would think.
Not that. Boop and boop. There we are. Oh, yeah. Akora pops awake. Only in the game. As Akora pops awake, he hops out of the tent. And we'll say let's go. I'll be 22. Yeah, I'll allow it. He pops up awake and immediately runs over to the hobgoblin that attacked Komori. Pull out his weaponry and is gonna take a couple swings at the hobgoblin. First attack, sadly misses. Second attack, that hit, deals 11 points against the hobgoblin. And we'll say he uses action surge. He's gonna take 2 more swings with his longsword. First attack, hit, deals 8 points of damage against him. Second, the fourth swing. That's a natural 1.
Quite a few of those already.
Well, let's say boop. No, okay. So Agora comes crawling out of the tent and quickly jumps by Komori and takes 4 fast slashes against the hobgoblin. But the last one, the hobgoblin manages to deflect and almost hit Komori as Komori dodges out of the way. As Agora just goes, "Oh, sorry," and immediately focuses back on the hobgoblin. And I believe that's all he can do for that turn. Next is going to be this hobgoblin's turn, which Otis, be aware, you're going to be up next. It's going to look at Komori and it's going to try to hit her with the longbow with advantage since he's still hidden. Misses. This one gets revealed as he comes out of the trees but misses. Otis, it is finally your turn.
Woot woot. Okay. what is throwing something considered? Is that an action, a bonus action, a desperate attempt?
An action.
Okay, an action, an action. Well, poopy. Okay, I'm gonna bloop bloop bloop. Oh, no, right? Yes. Okay, boop. Cause I can't see anything either, right?
Not you, because you don't have dark vision, so you can't see shit.
Yeah, yeah. But I hear all this stuff happening, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, what's going on?
The only thing you can see out of your vision is the hobgoblin that's right above Kamori. Like, that's the only one you see who is having a fight. You see Maze riddled with arrows, and Romeo also has a couple arrows, so that's what you do see.
Oh, how fun. Um, who looks worse, Maze or Romeo?
Eyeing
Maze.
it, Maze looks worse.
Okay, okay. Um, I'm gonna do that thing. Help is on the way, dear. Oh, and I'm gonna reach out and touch Maze.
Try to touch somebody.
With consent, of course.
Yes, with consent, and give some warding bond to Maze.
Target is within 6 feet. You gain +1 bonus to your AC and saving throw. Has resistance to all damage, and also each time it takes damage, you take the same amount of damage. Spell ends to be dropped to 0 HP, or if you and the same target separate more than 60. Okay. Let me just tag that with. Let's put. Okay, so measure AC will. You just add a +1 to your AC.
Yeah.
Yep. So
13.
13. You're gonna be up there. You're gonna be safe, buddy. As
Boop, boop.
Otis, I'll ask you, what did this look like as you cast Warding Bond?
I think it looks like so Otis's spell book is like this little Pip Boy esque type thing on his arm. So I would picture it as something similar to like a little field of electricity now swirling around Maze that came out of his like arm.
Okay. So, Mage, you see this pillar of electricity just now surrounding your body, seemingly connected to Otis's arm.
Hmm.
And
Oh yeah, sorry.
No,
Okay, I
no.
did. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to tell dog to scout.
Which way do you want to go?
Um, so I know what's above me.
If you Maze was being next to you would see you trying to sit him down, she'd be like, "Don't do that. We don't want it to happen again."
Okay. Then let's go that way, and I'll just have him like go. Oh, nope, I don't want to go that way.
Your cha-cha was good.
Honestly. Um, I don't want. Oh, nope, that's not what I want to do.
I'm curious. I don't know why it's like sticky.
It did
sticky.
that with me and Poe too once. It just stuck us together for some reason.
I'm very confused. Okay, I was just moving for you. So you're moving him this way?
Yeah, I want him to go that way.
As
and
far as he
try-
can?
I think he can go 40 feet
Yeah.
of movement?
He can go
Um,
40 feet, but is he going as far as he can?
Yeah, and if he finds something, I want him to try and attack.
Okay. Then Dog will follow your command and go all the way over here and does spot a goblin hiding in a tree, and he's going to take an attack per your request.
Yay. Here we go. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Roll for the attack.
Whoop.
That would miss.
Okay. Well, good try, dog. Good try.
It's
Um,
as it's rolling over, it shifts into attack mode, tries to lunge at a hobgoblin in a nearby tree, but the hobgoblin deflects on Dog with its shield.
literal grizzly bear trying to like attack somebody up in the tree. That's perfect. Okay. But that's my turn, unfortunately. Womp womp.
Okay. Next it'll be this hobgoblin's turn. Who is gonna shoot out from the darkness. Has advantage because it's hidden. Against you, Maze. That would hit with the 18.
Owie.
You take 3 points of piercing damage since you're resistant to it. So
And Otis also takes some.
yeah, and Otis also takes 3 points of piercing damage. So Otis, make sure. Okay, and with him, he does get revealed as well, and would be in that crowd of people that you spot, Maze. Like near where the spellcaster is. So that's gonna be it for their turn. Next is gonna be this one's turn, who's gonna aim at Akora and take a shot at him with advantage. That does hit. He takes 9 points of piercing damage against Akora. And then finally, we are with Komori's turn. Ooh. Komori is going to cast. Gonna try to cast Fear. And right there. Gonna cast Fear, causing Hobgoblin to make a wisdom saving throw. Fails. Fails. Wow. All fail.
Welcome.
Well, don't fuck him.
Fair.
Frighten and frighten. Okay. Alright. Then cast out Fear as Komori sends managed to send out what seems to be a cloud of, I don't know how she described it, as demons shooting out that way. And all y'all hear in the dead of night, it's just screaming coming from goblins. And even one of them is saying, "Run! It's the Witch of the Forest! Run!" That's going to be it for Komori's turn. Well, Komori... Yeah, that's all Komori's going to be able to do. Next is going to be this one's turn. Ooh. Gonna look over at you, Maze. No, it's going to aim for Otis. And it's going to cast Guiding Bolt against you, Otis. With advantage since he's out in the darkness.
What a hussy.
Too much of a hussy because she missed. As a sparkling bolt shoots out towards you, Otis, you manage to see it in time and dodge out on the way. As you look off into the distance, you don't see anything because it's too dark for you.
Yay, human.
Yeah, one of the curses.
Don't worry. Too shit either.
Now we're back to the top of the round. And we are going to have... Maze, you take notice of the the hobgoblin that was in robes. You see that he seems to get a bit closer to you, and it's going to cast lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt. Oh fuck. Great.
I need Maze and Otis to make me a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
I very well could go down here.
But you get an added 1 to your saving throw as well, I think, from warding bond. I think.
Okay, y'all need to.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's a 17 for me then.
Okay, y'all both succeed. So y'all only take 16 points of lightning damage as Mage, you see on the cloaked figure rushes over to the side and shoots out a bolt of lightning. It courses through you, Maze, and courses through Otis as well as it hits y'all and begins jolting y'all, all coursing with lightning energy through y'all.
No.
I believe Maze with warding bond, it should be half as well again because it's resistant to. Is it resistant to all damage?
It's resistant.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay, so you only take 8.
I would have taken a little bit less earlier too, from that one shot, which I believe was also. Wasn't that also 8?
The last shot was 7, so you only take 3.
Okay, so I'll heal back 4. So
yeah,
I'm at 20. Not to, because I want Otis to get hurt. Would he also take the amount of damage I just took from the lightning bolt as well? Right? Because it says
that is true. Yeah,
you take the same amount of damage.
That is very true. Yeah. So Otis, you take 16 plus 8. So you take 8 more points of lightning damage.
8 more. Ouch. Oh, I may need to make a Constitution saving throw then, right?
For your warding bond?
Yeah.
It doesn't say it's a concentration spell. It has a time limit on it.
Oh yeah.
I think it goes out if you go unconscious.
Or out of range.
Yeah.
So yeah, no concentration check for you. So
okay.
Romeo, as you're like moving forward, suddenly the whole area just gets illuminated in a flash of light as you see a lightning bolt shoot out past you, but you see Maze and Otis are like sparks everywhere, and their hair are just frizzed out.
My second time being electrocuted.
Maze, it is your turn now.
Okay.
Oh, and almost forgot. As the lightning bolt went through, the tents are on fire now.
Yay! I love it here.
As both 2 tents have caught on fire now. So Mace, it is your turn.
Yeah, it didn't.
Ooh. Where are you placing it?
Right there. I just gotta fix the thing. It didn't reset the It's like it says it has the charges, but it's also not tracking them in the ability in the thing. So I was just making sure it was working properly.
Okay,
6, so it's on the 4 charges.
That's weird. Okay, so fail. Failed.
Damn.
Succeed. Succeed. Okay. 2 fails and 2 succeed. Damage being. Alright. So you shoot out the fireball. Go and describe to me what that looks like.
So he kind of like leans back around from the tent, looking like Boromir, covered in arrows, and does a quick little rub on the ring, and then forms a gauntlet and forms a fireball, and says, "I've had enough of you shooting at me. Fuck off!" He just unleashes the fireball off to the location,
The tree line. I got you. So
and then immediately gets back on the other side of the tent.
okay, as you shoot off into the tree, just a massive explosion lights up that area, and this hobgoblin goes down. This hobgoblin goes down. These two hobgoblins only take half damage, but this one goes down, and last but not least took half damage, but still did enough to go down. As a massive fireball explodes out and covers all four of these hobgoblins. They all let out a yelp or shriek in pain as they all begin covered in fire, and they all yell and begin falling to the ground, all dead. Anything else you want to do?
I think I might just to kind of give myself a little bit more of a safety. I'll dip behind the tent, so well, they're all dead. I guess it didn't matter. I don't know if they're all dead though. I'm gonna teleport 30 feet over here.
Okay.
What do you mean token collide? Calm down. Let me just walk me around everything.
But it's a teleport.
Yeah, it doesn't get that. All right, and that will be it.
Okay.
I do get an addition, like I get resistance again to all damage when I teleport until the start of my next turn. So I don't know what that means.
that doesn't stack. It's just you're still resistant regardless. So you still only take half.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Romeo, it is your turn. You currently
I still can't see fucking shit, right? I don't see any of them.
No, none. Your way.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna just go over here.
See the two tents are on fire, and
Oh,
some of the trees are on
amazing.
fire.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Otis.
OMG, thank you, Queen.
You get 18 hit points.
Where were you at?
I was at 38.
Oh my
So-
god, I forgot you have so many fucking hit points. Jesus.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm at 20.
What? Oops. I literally walked away from Maze, and whenever I healed Otis,
I like teleport away, covered in arrows, just.
Bleeding all over, and just go like,
My
"Hey,
brain.
Romeo, could you hang on? I need to go help Otis."
in my brain, I'm like, you're a wizard. You don't have a high AC or high hit points, but you do. Alright. I'm a little stupid, but that's okay, because so is Romeo. That's it. I can't see shit.
Well, I mean, I'm a wizard artificer,
That's
so
true. I
a
don't
little
know
bit bulkier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we go to this hobgoblin's turn, who's gonna look at Dog and is gonna take a slash at him.
What a hussy.
Misses as he
Yay.
slams down against Dog and bounces off the metal frame. We go to this one's turn, who is going to one of the few hobgoblins that are still hidden is gonna pull out an arrow and shoot with advantage
So fucking sorry, man.
against you, Maze. That's a crit.
Where that will come from?
You're fine. Only 5 points of piercing damage, so only 2 points of piercing damage as it hits you in your shoulder. And let me just double check. With your passing perception, you do not spot this one. That's gonna be it for this one's turn. Next is gonna be this other hobgoblin's turn, who is still hidden. It's gonna take a shot with a longbow with advantage since it's hidden against you, Maze. You're at 13, so this would
That
miss.
misses.
Woohoo!
So-
Warding bind. It
Yeah.
did something.
So just misses as you spot this hobgoblin that's over to your right in the nearby tree trying to shoot arrows at you. That's going to be in for their turn. Next is going to be this hobgoblin's turn, who is immediately going to use his action and bolt. And just with Akora takes opportunity attack. Oh, not against you, Mace. I'm sorry. Akora, why? Does a hit and deals 14 points.
Traitor.
Almost as it slashes against the hobgoblin, but the hobgoblin is still running as fast as they can. That's going to be the end of their turn. It's going to be Akora, who is going to chase after him. Just chasing after.
Corey has Sentinel. Am I misremembering that?
I don't. Let me double check that. No, does not have Sentinel.
I don't know why I thought I did.
Might be thinking of another person. Are you cheating on him? No.
He got him.
Gonna take one swing with his long sword. It hits and. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, as he runs up behind this hobgoblin that's running away, takes one swing and slices off the hobgoblin's head as the hobgoblin, in fear, falls to the ground. 5, 10, nope, that's all. Yep, he used all of his movement, so he can't attack anybody else. Yeah, that's all he can do. So we are back to this hobgoblin's turn, who is immediately still coward and fear, gonna run this way. And we are back to Otis. It is your turn. What do you do?
Well, I can't see. Either. But I know dog is like here somewhere. I think over here. I'm gonna go look for him. Um. Okay. Alternate question. If I draw my moon touched rapier,
Mm-hmm.
it says it gives 15-foot radius of light and then an additional 15 feet of dim light.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can just draw that and have it out, right?
Yeah, you can draw that, and some light will be shown.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
What
As like a
was
flash.
what was the thing again? Like, how far did it go?
Oh, I can link it.
15-foot radius and additional 15-foot dim. Okay. So as you draw the moon rapier, it lights up on your surrounding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Doesn't go that far, but it is lit up.
Yeah, I'm gonna start walking this way and find dog. Oh, there he is.
As you run into the darkness, chasing after Dog. As you get closer, you do spot the hobgoblin that's squaring off against Dog.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I think now is as good a time as any to pull out this pistol that I was gifted and test it out.
Okay. Who are you shooting?
The hobgoblin.
Okay.
The guy in the tree.
Okay. You point at the hobgoblin. Go ahead and roll me your attack.
Yeah. Whoop.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
Nice.
Roll for damage.
Boop.
Okay. As you pull out your pistol and aim it at the hobgoblin. For this pistol, go ahead and tell me, how do you want to do this?
Okay, I take it out.
Mm-hmm.
I line it up. I squint one eye. My tongue is also popping out.
Right.
I'm very much like aiming, and then I gently squeeze the trigger, and as I do so, and I watch it squarely hit this little hobgoblin, I feel like there's this little giddy little laughter that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by realization of, oh no, I think I've done harm.
Okay. As you pull the trigger and the kickback of the recoil of the pistol, not what fully what you expect to be, but as you pull up the pistol, it hits on the hobgoblin square in the head, and you let out your little giddy laugh, and then you hit that realization, oh no, and you look over, and the hobgoblin is dead. As everyone hears the sound of what sounds like a crack of lightning, just crack of thunder, just echoes through the trees.
I'm so sorry. Where's your friend? And I'm gonna start going to look for the other one. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
You would have to be back here.
Is that...
Because
Wait,
whenever you drag your token and it gets to yellow, that means you're dashing.
Is that too far? Yeah, I just can't read it. That's my bad.
No, you're good.
Yeah, and I'm guessing I don't see anything else up there, right?
Not in your radius.
Okay. I'm gonna use my bonus action to tell Dog to scout upwards then.
Okay. So just using his movement to go up.
Scout and attack? Yeah.
Okay. As he dashes up forward, going around trees. Doesn't spot anything.
Okay. Okay. And I'm still in range of maze, right? No. Yes. Yeah.
Yep, still in range.
Okay. Okay. I think that's my turn then.
Okay, this is gonna be your turn. Next gonna be this one's turn, who is running the fuck away from Komori. That's gonna be all for their turn. And Komori. Let's see. Komori has some interesting spells, but none that she can really use at the moment. So Komori is just gonna come back to the campfire and stay with the group. Next, we're to this goblin's turn, who just began screaming out. Does anybody speak goblin? Like language?
Nor.
Why not?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Just all y'all hear is some sort of language getting screamed out in throughout the trees, and suddenly y'all hear some rapid footsteps fleeing. That can be it for their turn as they run further and further into the trees. We are back to Maze. It is your turn.
Okay, was it any of the ones that were behind me that are trying to flee with their comrades, or are they just staying?
All you hear is a word being shouted out, coming from the opposite side of the campsite from you. So not the ones on your side, but other side that got yelled out. You're not 100% sure what that meant, but you heard some rapid footsteps running away on the other side.
And one of the ones that shot at me from the forest behind me, I can see now, right?
Yeah, that would be this one over here, if you can see.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do this. That would be mad. 'Cause I just got out of this shit, and it did that.
Hmm.
I'm gonna psychic glance it.
Okay. That'd be an intelligence saving throw.
Yeah, it's within an inch. Okay.
Failed. What's the damage? Damn! Brutal. How do you want to do that?
So I like turn around and I look at him, and I point at him. I don't speak at all. I just think, like, I basically put an image of the shit we saw in the cellar in his head, and then it's just fucking. I just want his fucking eyes to pop, just pop from the pressure building in his head,
Okay.
and just die screaming.
As you point over against the hobgoblin and you focus on the image of the creature you saw in that basement, it shoots out towards the hobgoblin, and you see the hobgoblin's eyes go wide and wider and wider, and then you see the eyes just pop in place. And as the hobgoblin falls down, you feel yourself give a very sadistic smile, like very unwarranted. Like you don't remember giving yourself that smile. You caught yourself like giving a very big grin, and then you hear in the back of your head, very very quietly, you just hear. That's all you hear.
And obviously I didn't see that one. Was there another one that shot at me from that direction?
You don't know.
Okay, well, we're gonna be careful. I'm gonna go the fuck over here.
Okay. End of your turn. Romeo, it is your turn.
Alright, I see nothing. I see nobody. Romeo's feeling incredibly useless. I'm gonna reach out and just cast Cure Wounds on Maze.
Okay.
Oh.
God, that
Damn.
rolled worse.
That's not bad.
2 1s there, but yeah.
That's over half and above average, so.
Yeah. Alright.
14, so I got a 32.
Bonus action, do I have anything I can fucking do? Oh, fuck, I'm a bard!
that is something you are.
60 feet. I'm gonna give, because he's coming up next, I'm gonna give Otis Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
Do a little jig.
Romeo, you want to describe how you get bardic inspiration?
I mean, I'm just gonna yell, "Nice shot, Otis! Do it again!"
Oh.
She's so just like... She's done. You can do it. I'm useless. Someone else do it for me.
Okay.
We went for the same reference.
Go for this hobgoblin's turn, who's still hidden in the trees, and this one runs the fuck away. We're back to Akora, who is just looking around, trying to spot anything, but can't really take sight of any hobgoblins around, so it's gonna quickly make its way back to the group, just to keep an eye on everybody. Next will be this one's turn, who is running the fuck away. Otis is on your turn.
Okay. So I don't hear anything over here at all. Like,
All you
Nothing.
all you hear is the sound of footsteps running away in the forest.
Oh, okay. So I hear them running away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I've got an idea. I'm gonna play stone,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Well, maybe not. It tells me I can't. Bloop. Has run out of its designated attribute.
It's not letting you use Blade Song?
Yeah, it's not letting me. But I've got 3 charges.
Let me see if I can. Blade Song. What? What do you mean designated attribute? That doesn't make sense.
It was doing something like that to me too when I tried to use my I don't remember what it was, but last time we played, I was having that problem. I don't remember what I did, but mine wasn't as, important as that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was doing it for me with the dragon, so it wasn't letting me use my frost breath or recharge it.
Okay, there we go. That's very weird. Okay, I think I see what the issue is, so I'll make sure to fix that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. But yeah,
Um.
you activated Blade Song.
Okay. So now I've got. I get about 40 feet. So I'm gonna do bloop bloop bloop. This way now. Oh no, I'm not. A lie.
There's
Okay.
a tent in front of you.
40 feet. Boop boop. I don't see anything here either.
In that area, no.
Okay. Well, I am going to um use my action now to. I'm just gonna like throw my rapier outwards to this way, I guess. Like boop 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 that way. I don't know. Over here. Can you see that? Over here.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, I'll say roll me a strength check.
Oh yeah. I'm so good at strength.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as you toss out the moon rapier, it goes right there and hits a nearby tree.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, but we see stuff now, so um well, as in nothing, but some scenery. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. So that'll be my turn.
Okay. We go to this hobgoblin's turn, who all you hear is just the sound of footsteps running away. Kumar is just gonna rest up, and with this last hobgoblin, and at the top of the round, it takes y'all a moment, but as y'all are looking around, just keeping your eyes peeled, combat seems to have come to an end.
Mm.
As combat calms down and you all regroup at the campfire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get my sword and then I'll go to the campfire.
Yep. You grab your sword.
I didn't see any hobgoblins. They were certainly there, weren't they?
Mm-hmm. And so I kind of say as I kind of kneel down and I'm just sitting there, and I start carefully extracting the arrows from
Yeah, I can let it
my
careful.
person.
Oh shit, our tents are the tents.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, two
yeah.
tents are on fire right now.
It's not really anything we can do about that, is there?
So Mason, Otis, if y'all had anything important in there that wasn't on your person, they're currently on fire as well. So Otis, for you, the only thing I can think of is probably your paintings.
Yeah, I'm running in there.
No, I'm gonna push him out of the way and I'm gonna go in there and grab him because I'm resistant to fire. That's something I can do. I can feel helpful. I'll go in there and get burned.
Okay. As you step in inside on the tent. Well, not even inside because the tent is already collapsed because it's very flammable. You reach in, you begin digging through. Romeo, go ahead and I'll say make me an investigation check.
Perception.
16. Okay. Roma, you take 6 points of fire damage as you're trying to move everything around. And by this point, you're trying to locate. And what exactly are you trying to locate?
I'm trying to find the paintings, but I'm assuming they might be burned.
As you're looking through the tent and you're pushing stuff out of the way, you see one of the paintings halfway burning.
Of it, and
You see another painting very burnt. And I believe you only made 2 paintings, I believe, Otis? Or was it 3? I know you did a painting of the Warforged, and I know you did the group shot painting. So I don't.
And then I made a painting as well. I was painting again in the cart, so I would have painted something then. But yeah, so like 2 or 3 paintings, but 2 concrete ones for sure.
Okay. Well, the one that's halfway burnt would be the Warforged one. And the one that's completely burnt would be the group shot one, sadly.
I'm gonna try to put out the one that's only halfway burned.
Okay. I say for that, give me a dexterity check.
Hey, I'm good at these.
Okay. You snatch the Warforged one that's halfway burned. You begin patting out the fire, like suffocating the flames. And you are quickly and expertly manage to pat out the flames. And you take 2 points of fire damage against you. As you finish patting out the flame, only recovering half of the painting.
I got one of them.
Thank you. He did better than I would have done, to be honest. But I suppose it adds character to it, though. Yeah, it adds character. Thank you, Romeo. Nice having
I
you.
genuinely thought that was a fucking candle.
I did too! I was so distracted.
Yes. We thought you were drinking a candle.
Oh, this?
I was like, what is he doing? That's a candle. You can't tell me anything differently.
It's not a candle. Honestly, though, I'm not even sure what this is. All I know is my fiance just handed it to me, so I'm assuming I drink it. I don't know. For all I know, it could be a candle, but it's very
What is it?
slushy.
Like, what does it taste like, I should say? Is
Water-
it viscous? It looks thick.
Watermelon, I think?
Watermelon.
I don't know. Tastes like watermelon. Anyways, we're sidetracked to. What are y'all doing? Oh yeah, Maze, your tent is fully on fire now. Did you think you left any? Be honest. Did you think you left anything that's not on your person in that tent?
No, Maze, like, their most important things they keep on themselves. They don't really carry a lot of extra stuff.
Okay.
They would, and the most important things are stuff they would use, and they would have grabbed it rushing out. Maybe the picture.
Well, you were already on watch as well, so you you were taking some the more important things. So yeah, 2 tents on fire, and quickly resulting in smoldering ashes. But y'all regroup.
Um, um, um.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got nothing. I've got nothing to.
At least we've only got one more night before we get to.
No, this is the last night.
Yeah, at least this is the last night, you know?
Mm-hmm. And I have been not allowed into the city more than likely to look forward to in the morning.
Sorry?
They're not gonna let me in, are they?
Why not?
I mean, uh, look at me. You see what I am, right?
Human.
Mm-hmm.
We're not.
Yep.
We're not close to the Rasa Kingdom, you know. They're gonna let you in the port.
Oh, okay, I thought we were going. Okay, just kidding.
Y'all are still in the Empire. Still in the main human country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did I think we were headed straight to the kingdom all
I
this
mean, y'all
time?
kind of are, but y'all still in the country of the Empire. Y'all have to reach a port town to take a ship.
Well, I have notes mentally made that said we're going to the Rasa Kingdom, so that is just me not comprehending English. So that's on me.
Happens to the best of us.
So as Otis takes a moment to panic for future issues.
Mhm.
Get to that later. It's
Oh,
not important right now, you know?
oh, right.
I'm sure we'll find some way to get you in. I mean, they let my mom in and she's a human.
See, we might be related after all.
Yeah, I mean, how old is Otis?
36, I think.
Oh,
I will
we're
mention.
definitely not siblings, I'd say.
I will mention, Romeo. It is ironic for him to call you siblings because with the tiefling race, especially in the Rasa kingdom, it's pretty much more of like all the tieflings. For the most part, they all look out for each other and they consider each other family. So they usually call each other like cousins or cuz for short. Like they call each other cousin unless they're immediate family members, like siblings. So it's very ironic for this situation
They're
to happen.
Italian.
Also, Romeo is realizing that her parents are not that much older than Otis, and it's weird.
Ooh. Wait, what is Romeo? 18?
21.
Oh, okay.
Her parents were like really young when she was born, though. So
Okay. Okay. Well.
This just
Her
got
parents-
weird now.
her parents are like in their early 40s.
Whoops.
You know, we could be. My mom actually looks a bit like you. She's got like similar hair color.
Maybe it's my Aunt Teresa
No.
or my Auntie Abigail.
Not necessarily familiar names.
I will be
Oh.
amazed if he actually gets it.
It's a weird name.
Well,
Naya.
yeah, this is worth a shot. Somewhere down the bloodline, it could always happen, I suppose. Maze, are you gonna be all right?
I'll get back to you.
legit like a hug from dog?
No, I'm in excruciating pain at the moment, so I would prefer to not be touched at all for at least several hours.
Want me to heal you some more?
That might help me sleep better, so I'm not going to say no.
So, you get not Otis. Come on, Maze. You get 11 more hit points.
Alright. 43, so I'm 10 off full.
Oh, I got you on the rest then. Just in case.
Now just keep spending off your spell points. Yeah, I won't need them.
Well,
Sick.
Almost
Not
there.
not derailing the one.
As you all do your best to patch Maze up as best as possible, Akora goes after a bit just trying to catch up. See, he slowly begins to go back to his tent. Gamori kind of now more wired, rests up by the campfire. What about the rest of y'all?
Mm. Well, I suppose I can take over for the rest of the watch. For at least a watch.
Okay.
Romeo, you're going back to your tent to sleep?
I have something, but
Okay, no.
I'm still figuring it. I'm figuring out how to say something in 25 words. Give me a second.
Okay. Should be fun. Okay. Mace, you wanted to say something?
Holy fuck, that's
No,
exactly what
I'm
it
just
was.
thinking about where I'm gonna be sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
My tent
Oh,
is Christmas.
any of you are welcome to share my tent if you need. Just
Thank you. And I like just crawl in there, groaning.
Okay. You crawl into the tent. Romeo?
okay. She's gonna kind of sit in her tent for a minute and she's kind of freaking out a little bit. And she's been putting this off for too fucking long. I'm gonna cast Sending to the Queen.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say, I'm escorting a diplomatic envoy. One of them is human. He's very nice. Just thought I'd tell you so that the guards will let him in.
That's it?
That's it. That's I counted my words. That's it. I got nothing else.
Okay.
She's fucking terrified.
You get a response. And you only get 3 words back. And all you hear in a very intimidating voice, you hear the mighty Queen Rasa herself go, "You're doing what?"
I don't have another third level spell, so I can't do it again. Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, good night.
Well, good night. Romeo is like visibly shaking.
Alright, so as
She's fucking-
you send out the message, sweating and visibly shaking. Mage, you kind of are getting settled in, and you look over and you see Romeo looks terrified.
What? And I like turn around. I look at the tit again.
No, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's fine. Everything is okay. Everything is. It's fine.
Mm?
Good night.
Mm?
As you're trying to get ready for bed, you hear her voice pops in your head, and you hear, Alidora, what are you bringing to my home?
There. I'm sorry. It's they're diplomats from a group called the Black Knights, and there's a very pertinent threat currently, and they want to establish a communication with you, and
That's it.
Isn't sending like unlike message? Just sending is like you speak it out loud to send it. So I just hear what you.
Oh, is it?
I think it is. It says you hear it in mind, but it's verbal, semantic, and material.
It is verbal, so it would
Shit.
not loud. So Maze would hear this. Wait, Maze, you hear Romeo terrifyingly respond to something. But I'll say you as a wizard, you do pick up that it's probably her casting a sending spell.
Oh. Who are you sending the message to, and why are you so afraid of them?
No, it's no one. It's just it may or may not be the queen of the prosecutors.
The queen?
Romeo, can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, fuck.
Brain blast.
That is shockingly high.
Romeo, as you're just the queen, you suddenly feel a spike of pain like shoot through your head for a brief moment, like kind of a bit of a headache goes through your head, and all you hear in your head is the queen herself going like, "Stay right there."
Okay,
Good.
I'm not going anywhere.
Otis, can you make me your perception check?
Yeah. I'm a gummy bear.
Alright. Alright. So, Otis, as you are currently just keeping your eyes peeled and you're looking around, you suddenly hear what sounds like a soft crackle of lightning. Like just. Man, you immediately look over and you see a light coming behind Romeo and Maze's tent. inside the tent, Romeo, as you're terrified of what's going on, you look behind Maze, and Maze, you catch the sight as well. Suddenly, light is beginning to like flicker behind the tent, like illuminating behind the tent.
Oh fuck! What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I just told him what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Otis, are you going to check it out?
I'm definitely standing up, and trying to like listen to see what's like going on first, before I do anything. Like, because you said it, and it's right behind where Maze and Romeo, their tent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, I think I might just make like a very feeble, hello, hobgoblins?
Sorry, just double checking because I didn't think I needed these tokens already. So these are just gonna be placeholders for right now.
Oh, I'm scared.
Hopefully everything goes well, that y'all don't fight these things, but we'll see.
Shaking in real life. I'm so scared.
Otis, as you're calling out, suddenly you see in a flash of energy. Actually, you don't even see it. For a split moment, a flash of light and energy as you see. It would be. Okay. In like a split second of light, for just the briefest of moment, you see 3 humanoid figures behind the tent before it goes pitch black and you don't see them anymore. And as you're staring out in the darkness, you suddenly see 3 sets of glowing blue, like illuminated eyes just staring out from the darkness behind the tent. And you see 2 of them are looking at the tent, and 1 of them is looking directly at you.
Do these eyes look familiar?
I'll say the closest resemblance you can get from these eyes is they're very similar to those Warforged eyes you saw. And you see, I'm sorry for the token. I didn't think y'all would be bothering these guys. Seemingly coming around the tent, you see what looks to be humanoid figure, very similar to the Warforged you saw back in the tent, or back in that safe house, but these are much more slimmer designs with more plated armor that seems to have more flexibility in them. And you see their facial features in the safe house. The facial features were very blocky and like just a single square. In these Warforged, they're a lot more detailed, looking very similar to actual faces. You see like mechanical lips, gears, what looks like clockwork gear style for mouth and cheeks as they come out. All 3 of them are wearing black cloaks with a purple sash wrapped around their necks, and you see one of them extends his arm, and you see a blade comes out of his arms, and he shakes his other hand, and you see his arm transform, and it looks like his arm transformed into a large version of your pistol. And you see he just stares at you, and you see the other one jerks his arm and turns one arm into a sword, jerks his other arm, and his arm transforms into a shield. And then you see a third one seems to step forward. You see the third one is wearing what looks to be a purple cloak that's wrapped around their body and a gold sash wrapped around their neck. And you see this one steps forward. It doesn't arm himself at all and just looks at you, Otis, as he steps around and then slowly turns his head towards the tent. The tent flap that's closed on Romeo and Maze's tent.
I don't suppose you're here for a sip and paint, right?
Like, immediately as you speak, the one with the cannon for an arm points it at you, and then you just hear, shh.
And I just, like, jaw drop, shake my head in acknowledgement.
And Romeo, as you're hearing Otis and you're listening in, you hear the familiar mechanical gears turning, like the soft mechanical gears as they step around your tent. You're seeing in the flickering camp light, you see a large, like, humanoid shadow. And as you're looking up, you instinctively back up in fear from the tent flap as you see a steel, like a gray steel mechanical hand comes into the tent flaps, grabs hold, and slowly uncovers it. And when you see the purple cloak with the gold sash, immediately alarm bells are going through your head. Well, more alarm bells than usual. More alarm bells now. You know that this purple cloak with the gold sash, this is a Warforged personally built by Rasa herself for extremely sensitive missions. That these Warforged in particular, they have full autonomy, like full authority over all the Tiefling race in the kingdom. Like, they can execute people with no repercussions against them because they were designed for this. So immediately seeing this, it's a more frightening sight as you see this purple cloaked Warforged just looks directly at you, Romeo, and you hear. You see his mouth begins opening and begins moving his lips as you hear the queen's voice coming from this Warforged and goes, Aladora, please explain to me once again in proper details why you are bringing a human to my kingdom. If he is threatening you or doing this against your will, and at that voice, Otis, you see the one that's pointing its cannon at you. You hear a still pointing at you, as the other Warforged with the sword and shield is just staring directly at you as well. And you hear the queen's voice go, please tell me.
It's not like that. I'm not going to pretend I understand all of the details, but there's a very serious threat currently, and it may be in the Empire right now, but I have no reason to believe that it'll stay there. There's some sort of god. Something like that. I don't know, I wasn't there, but it's been released from a tomb of some sort, and it's...
Am I being like threatened by these things right now? Like,
they don't seem to acknowledge you at all, Mace. They're just focused on Romeo right now.
These people saved me. I was being pursued by some humans, and they saved me, and they brought me back to this place, and this woman spoke of unity between everyone and she wants to establish some sort of communication with you at the very least, to see if we might be able to handle this threat before it grows even larger.
You see the purple cloaked warforged just seems to just be studying you and keeping their eyes locked onto yours as you're locked onto theirs, and just seem to be studying you. And you hear you see the warforged go, and in the black or in the queen Rasa herself's voice go, "You are speaking the truth. Very well." And as the warforged says that, immediately the one that had the cannon for her arm pointed at Otis, the cannon for the arm immediately kind of just cocks back and shifts, seems to transform back into a regular hand, and the sword immediately goes back into its wrist as the other one immediately like unequips himself as well, turning his arms back, like his weapons back into arms. And you see the purple cloaked warforged is just still staring at you, Romeo, and goes, "Is this group, this woman, would this woman also be a human?"
Is she? I forgot.
The Black Empress?
She is, right? She's human, right?
Yeah, the Black Empress looks to be a human.
Yes, she is. But there's all sorts in this group. It's not a human group. They take in anybody who needs a place. People who can't. People like we used to be.
Romeo, I need you to make me a straight charisma check.
But oh my god.
Okay.
I don't want to try and use Colonel Shifter. I feel like that may be bad. I want to, but I don't know what would happen.
Your call. Last chance.
Fuck it. We ball, right? I'll use that. Just like sensing that it's not gonna go well. I'm just.
Okay.
Yeah.
As the spell hits and the stumble corrects itself, Romeo, you see the Warforge, the purple cloak, now turns its head towards you, Mace. And then you hear a unknown voice. You never heard this voice before, but you can you sense the presence and the authority behind this voice, even if it's coming out of a Warforge. And it looks at you and goes, "Shadar Kai, the elves have helped my people and I. We are indebted to the elven people for many, many things. And I appreciate you helping one of my family. But please, if I detect another magical spell aimed at one of my family, I will kill you."
Mm-hmm. That is fair. I was just worried you might hurt yourself. But I'm getting the vibe that wasn't the case. At least not. For this, I meant no. this respect.
You see the Warforged turns its head back to Romeo, and you see the Warforged go, "Very well. I will at least hear this proposal out. And I am assuming the human that's behind me is, you said that they were a ambassador of this organization?"
Yes, everyone who's here is.
Yeah.
I'm shaking my head, sort of.
Giving him a look of like, fucking go with this.
Very well. Then I shall hear this in person. Everyone out of your tents. And you see the Warforged steps back out.
Oh.
And you see one of the Warforged goes over, opens up the tent, and Akor just and immediately Akor draws his weapon, just looking at the Warforged.
Nope.
Oh, it's fine. Just come outside.
And Komori immediately like shuffles over next to Otis and kind of just looking at the Warforged, and the three Warforgeds surrounds the group, and the one in the purple cloak just looks at Romeo and goes, How long have you been traveling with these people?"
It's only been about a week, right?
It's a week, right? A week, couple of days.
And you think after a week these people should be allowed in our home?
They saved my life.
A life debt indeed. One must repay. Very well. I'll allow them to see what the future has to offer. And I will hear more of this proposal. And you then see the Warforged like seems to slump, like lean down a little bit before shaking its head. And you see it begins looking around and then focuses on you, Romeo, and goes, Romeo, is that right? Now the voice seems completely different from the Queen's voice. And Romeo, this isn't too much of a shock. You know that the Queen can sometimes speak through the War Forge if she chooses to. But you know that a lot of these Warforged have their own unique personalities by this point. And these newer models, I should say.
Yes, that's right.
Well, Miss Romeo, you and your friends here, and you see he looks over at Otis before looking back. The Queen herself has given the express permission that we get to take y'all home. So, I hope y'all weren't planning for anything in particular. But you understand how the Queen is. She's a very impatient person. So, either we can convey that you want to take the long way back home, and you see the Warforged looks up for a moment, and then it looks back down. I would make a calculation that y'all have about another 2 weeks or so before getting to the Rasa Kingdom, depending on if you go by boat or if you want to cut through the Elven Kingdom. You can either take that long way, or you all can come with us.
This is rather urgent, so I think that it would be best if we went with you.
If you say so, Miss Romeo. And you see that the Warforged looks you up and down before and looks back into your eyes. I'm sure your parents would love to see you once again. Now, the rest of you. I'm sure this will be quite a shocking feat, since the rest of you don't know our technology. But I hope that when we all transport you back to our home, we hope that most of you keep your limbs. So stay perfectly still. Understand? Great. Now you see the Warforged looks over at the other ones and goes, "Bring out the devices. It's time to go home and get us out of the Empire." And you see the two other Warforged nod their heads and reaches into their cloak and pulls out what looks to be a small metal ball and brings it to the side and plants it on the ground, like where they are, in a way that's like seems to be in a shape of a triangle that's big enough around all of y'all. And you see the Warforged just looks around and just nods his head and looks back at the group and goes, "Any other things y'all wish to say?"
Thank you.
Yeah, you're making this much of an easier journey, at least.
Trust us, we weren't expecting to transport a human of all people back to the kingdom. But a life debt must be repaid, especially towards one of our cousins. Now, hold tight and enjoy the ride. Oh, and if you have multiple souls in your body or consciousness, sorry in advance. And you see the Warforged reaches down, presses one of the balls, and you see the balls begin to glow and then pulse. And soon electricity begins to connect all three of these small metal balls. And as you're looking around, you see the ground suddenly just, it seems to just go out. Like there's no ground anymore as all of y'all fall through for just a brief moment. And it's like an elevator. As y'all fall through one floor, you immediately plant your feet back down. And the next sight you see as you're on the ground, you all look around. Romeo, one of the first things you notice, and you breathe in, you know this is home. As you look around, you're seeing that all y'all are on what looks to be neat stone roads, and that seem to lead to a giant metal castle, like steel castle that's surrounded by large inner walls. And are surrounding that castle, you see many, many different buildings of all different shapes and sizes. But you see one of the main sizes seem to be square buildings that seem to be building on top of each other. And along the roads, you see these steel beams that are extended out and seem to curve around, like curving like towards the road. And on the end of the beam that's pointing towards the road, you see a floating, glowing ball of light that's shining down against the road, and immediately you're seeing all y'all are seeing what looks to be metal birds seem to be zipping through the air and flying all over the place. And Otis, you're also seeing what looks to be these smaller, it looks to be metal dragon flies that seem to be just observing the entire group, like going one by one, and just seem to be observing every single one of y'all and getting really close at some points. And around y'all see nothing but tieflings just walking around, going by their business. But you see, as soon as they take notice of Otis, especially, they all begin tapping each other and pointing over to Otis. And you see some tieflings even pull out what looks to be a very advanced form of pistol. And they're just resting it on their shoulders as they're like studying, like trying to figure out what's going on with a human in the Rasa Kingdom. And Romeo, you not only take note that you are back home, but you are near the capital of home. You are in the great city of Rasa, the town named, or the city named after the queen herself, where this is the height of technology and magic in this continent and damn near this world. You have all arrived to the Rasa Kingdom. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.